So good morning, it's July the 7th, Sunday morning, bright and early. I think we are 7:15 a.m.
Too early.
Too early.
Far too early.
Obviously we're driving to the Warley club rooms currently, ready for the big Diorama competition and their open day. Now Richard's been fast preparing.
We've been doing a lot of preparation.
Right, so 2 weeks ago we first built up the diorama and we were planning what we were going to do. So while we're driving to the club rooms, we're going to show you that footage now and see where we were 2 weeks ago. Hopefully we'll see you in a minute when we've arrived. Right, so you join us 2 weeks before the competition.
Crunch time.
And we are in Modelling HQ before Diorama Day.
Yes. And we're trying to work out what the hell we're going to do.
As you can see, we finished.
Yeah.
Piece of track.
Yeah. I figured if we both signed it, that would pass. That would be all right, wouldn't it?
That's it done.
Yeah.
But I mean, the first thing that struck us, obviously, is the size of the diorama. It's quite small.
It is extremely small. To give you an idea, here is a typical paintbrush.
That's not an enlarged paintbrush either.
No, that is a decorator's paintbrush and it's 3/4 of the length of the diorama. So we don't have a lot of room to play with. And we also don't have a lot of back scene height either. So we've got to make some important decisions early on to actually get something that's going to fit into here. It'd be all too easy to get carried away and actually come up with the idea of doing something that won't fit here at all.
Yeah.
It's just too small.
So I know what you're all thinking. What's the big diorama going to be? So let's ask the man himself.
Oh.
What's the diorama going to be?
Okay, well, we settled on the idea of doing an urban environment because we have such a small area to work with. If you think of doing hills and valleys, you know, rivers and trees, bushes, all that greenery sort of stuff, there's not a lot to do here. You'd have to put it on the flat, which then takes away some interesting terrain. So we decided to do an urban environment because we think we can get more interest into an area this sort of size versus doing your typical English countryside sort of scene. So the idea is we'll have a track such as that one on the bend. We haven't quite decided yet if we put another one here or if we do like scrubland, waste ground. We could go either way with that really on the day. In the background we'll have a retaining wall. That sorts out the low relief scenery for the back. To the right, we'll have a road bridge of sorts, or some sort of industrial bridge, to give a sort of sense that it goes off scene. And over that, with any luck, we should be able to get a small low relief building in there just to finish off any space that's vacant over on this side of the back scene. And then coming down onto the actual base of the diorama, as we're going with an urban environment, we thought we'd go with a station because we can get a lot of details in there. You've got figures, you've got signage, you've got litter, bins, screens, dot matrix, all that sort of thing. So we can really go nuts and cram quite a lot of detail in.
And we've both done stations as well. So
yeah, well, we've both done stations, so we're quite comfortable.
Better than others.
We're both quite comfortable with the concept of a station, and we can get all the big stuff done, the important stuff that makes it look like a station relatively quickly, and we can then enjoy the rest of the day adding all those finer details. And if we don't quite get as far with the finer details, it's not going to hurt us when it comes to the judging because the bulk is done. It's not like there's going to be some massive bit that's just bare. Because we haven't got to it, we would have done all the big important stuff: track, platform, canopy, bridge, building, retaining wall. We'll get all that done, then we can focus on the details and we can just keep going until we run out of time. And hopefully it'll impress the judges and we might be able to pull it off.
Well, and if we don't, we're going to have a backman shop and a scale model scenery shop.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And we have a WWS shop as well. We can cram it all in.
Brownie points.
Yeah. And
we're not playing tactful at all.
No. But I think we've got a plan there. I think that's...
Do you think we have a chance?
I think we've got a chance. I mean, obviously we don't know what the others are doing. We don't know how seriously they're taking it. We don't know...
We're not taking it that seriously. I mean, it's only 4 in the morning we're doing this.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you drove through the night to get here.
Obviously.
But
I'm not left in 6 weeks.
No. But I think it's a good basis. Something this small really lends itself to an urban environment because you can get all that detail in. Countryside, for me, I can't see it working.
A couple of trees.
couple of trees. If you put the track up on an embankment, you've lost your back scene because your track's up high. You can't put the track down lower than the base of the diorama, so that's out. So you would be stuck with doing a piece of track down the middle with grass on either side, trees and bushes and what have you. Trying to fit any rocks in there, you know, it's not going to fit. Those woodland scenics, some cast rocks that you make yourself, that would fill up that whole section there. So for us, I don't think Countryside was really going to cut it. I don't think it was going to do it. Perhaps an obvious choice too. You know, when you think model railway, you think trees, green, static grass, that type of thing. An urban environment, dirty, bit of weathering. Going to go real crazy on the weathering. Airbrushes coming out. So yeah.
Are we allowed to take an airbrush?
Well, I'm taking mine.
Yeah,
no one's
going to argue you.
Yeah, we are airbrushing. I mean, you've got to weather the track, weather the ballast. Yeah. Some litter would look excellent, especially in a platform environment. We can have some substances that have come out of the ends of coaches.
Yeah.
Which would look good in a model sense. Figures, shops. I haven't quite decided on the shops yet. We'll have a think, but something like a pumpkin or something would look quite good.
Yeah, something modern,
railway related, modern image. Yeah. Is it still called a pumpkin?
I'm sure it's called a pumpkin. There's one in York.
Yeah, oh, there's a few.
Yeah.
I know it used to be called the lemon tree, and then it became the pumpkin. I don't know if it's still.
I doubt they'll have a rebrand in 2 weeks.
Probably not. We should be okay.
And I suppose just as a reminder as well, we are 2 weeks before the big day, where we literally have to turn up, and we've got as good as 5 hours to do it.
5 hours.
And all we know is the size of the diorama, which Richard has kindly made up for us.
Yeah, mock that up.
We were allowed to pre-order some items, but we don't get those till the evening.
Nope.
Or the day, I should say. And then, so that, I mean, the rest of it is pretty much on the night.
Yeah,
there we go.
We've pretty much got to turn up and do it. And all we know is a list of supplies that we have requested. The size.
We know who to bribe, who to
bribe. Yeah, exactly.
who to sabotage.
Yeah, absolutely. And we know very little else.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. The unknown is quite good, actually, in a sense that it's going to be a bit of a challenge, a bit of a, okay, right, let's get on with it. And I'm interested to see what the other guys are up to.
And they're all being tight-lipped because I'm trying to probe them.
I've tried as well. No one's giving anything away, which leads me to believe that people are taking this quite seriously.
I think on the night it's going to be quite.
It's going to be like Bake Off.
Yeah.
Please bring your diorama to the front.
Hopefully, it will be.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm looking forward to it. I think we've got a chance.
I do.
A nice high-detail urban environment with lots of weathering and realistic day-to-day details that you would see at any modern station. Fingers crossed.
Wish us luck. Right, so hopefully you enjoyed that. We have now arrived at the Warley Club Rooms.
We are here.
The other teams are here.
I'm nervous.
Right, so we're going to go and get set up and hopefully start the competition on time. I suppose I'm going to leave you now with footage we shot last night of us with Richard's nice mock-up of what we're going to do today. So,
it should give you a better idea, hopefully, of what we're going to do.
Right, so you join us the night before the big competition at Modelling HQ. Now, as you can see, a bit's changed since you saw this diorama board last. Richard has very kindly done a mock-up for us, and he's just finishing his pre-built item.
Yes, a bit of late night modelling going on. This is the canopy. We decided that the canopy was probably going to take too long to build on the day. We're quite confident this will be all right. But the canopy, as you can see, has got quite a lot of fine detail on it. So this is the pre-built item. Fingers crossed. If I can get
one pre-built item.
If I can get it painted in time.
We are at a bit of a disadvantage because there should have been two.
Yes.
But we're going for one.
I think we'll be all right.
Masterpiece.
I think we'll be okay.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. I think the canopy will do well. We've even got the. Let me pop it onto the scene. It's not finished yet, but that's a rough advantage, obviously, of building it. There we go. Building it in cardboard is that I can get this the right shape. But there we go. Canopy. There's some windows in the top so we can see through. Can see the detail in the shops. We'll populate the platform. Should work out okay. Fingers crossed.
And hopefully you can see it a bit better now. It's obviously a bit of a station.
Yes.
Within a sort of town scene. And that's what we're going for. And hopefully we'll have the edge with that.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We've got lots of urban stuff going on in the background, and the idea was if we did countryside, we would need some sort of a back scene, because at some point the hillside is going to touch the back scene, and we'll need some blue paint or a proper back scene. But with this, we've got low relief scenery on the two sides that matter, so everything is proper scenery on the model, and hopefully it'll go down well with the judges.
All being well, and we're massively playing on the fact we're hoping everyone else is doing a countryside
We're
scene.
hoping that the others have decided to go for grass, bushes, turf, things like that. We think that we might have an edge with an urban environment, but we'll see on the day.
So it's, as it stands, all to play for.
All to play for, yeah.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
It's getting quite tense now.
It is tense. I'm nervous, man. I mean, the competition is fierce and we've got to perform.
It's when you start to see everyone else's photos of their equipment boxes coming through.
I'm glad I brought as much as I did with me now that I've seen some of the photos of what others are bringing with them. So
I'm glad I'm on your team.
It was plenty to use and go through, and we've got the airbrush. We've brought the airbrush with us. So
And a compressor.
And a compressor, yes, got everything.
The complete package.
All the glues I can think of, all the paints I can think of, all the scenery material scatters, we've got IPA, ballast, lots of little scale model scenery kits and bits and pieces from the two of our collections basically that we brought along. Fingers crossed we can do a fair bit of that stuff that we brought with us. I don't think we're going to be able to do everything, but if we can get the basics in, the retaining wall, the bridge, there's going to be a low relief building above the bridge for some interest, two sort of shops, one of them will be a pumpkin, the other one will be a WH Smith's, canopy over the top, platform, track, ballast, bit of detail here with some grasses that we can try and use. Got your static grass applicator to do that. Yep. We'll do a more detailed platform edge if time permits, and if we can get those basic items done first, then we can just super detail during the rest of the time. And if the time's not there to super detail, then at least we've done all the main things that we need.
Hopefully it'll be a nice mix as well.
Yeah.
Because it won't be too grey.
No.
Be a bit of detail in
We're going to have we'll have some red brick over here. The scale model scenery kit for the rear retaining wall is red brick as well, and it's got concrete posts in it. And it also comes with some graffiti transfers, which we can put elsewhere if we want to. So that could look quite good as well. And some variation here is just nice.
We could enter this. It's quite a nice mock-up.
Yeah, I'll give it a lick of paint. Pop it in. But I think they might dispute that that's more than one pre-built item. So we give it a go.
That's plan 2.
Yeah, plan 2.
Right, so I'm going to let Richard finish his pre-built item while I wait for a pizza.
I'm painting as fast as I can.
So this is quite a good team effort, really. I'm really enjoying this.
It's a bit one-sided at the moment, isn't it? But I've got a list of jobs for you tomorrow, so you're not off the hook yet.
That's it. Right, so hopefully we should have arrived at the club rooms. So you'll join us as we're walking in. Fingers crossed.
Okay, well here we are at the Warley MRC Summer Open Day, July the 7th, 2019. And a bit of a change for us this year. We're having a diorama competition, modelling diorama competition, which Andy here has organised. You may know I'm Paul Jones, exhibition manager. Andy, our secretary, has organised this. And there are 4 teams, some of whom you will recognise from various YouTube channels that you follow and subscribe. And I'm sure it'll be a great day. The dioramas at the end of the day will be auctioned for charity. I think the winning one will be seen at the exhibition in November. So something else to look forward to at the show. So I'll take you over to Andy.
Thanks, Paul. So yeah, hopefully we'll have the winning diorama with the exhibition. So none of the modellers know about that so far, so that's a bit of a shock to them today. So that's quite a nice, and that's in association with Steve Flint at Railway Modeller. Again, hopefully we're going to have today pictures. The winning dio will be in the Railway Modeller in September. So again, it's something a bit more special. So kept that one back. So I'd just like to introduce the teams. So we'll start off with the 2 Richards. So Richard Warren, Richard Watson.
Hello. Hello and hello.
So what's your team name?
Big Dick Little Dick.
There you go. There you go. Swift.
Easy to remember.
Easy to remember. So
Who's who?
Richard from Everard Junction, Richard from New Junction. So what's going on with your diet? So what are we looking to going to do?
Well, we're hoping to get it finished in time. That's the next goal, isn't it? Yeah, we're going to do an urban environment.
Brilliant.
That's the plan.
Great.
Hopefully we can get it finished in time and squeeze everything in.
So you in charge and he's just
I'm making a tease.
lucky.
We tried to split the task evenly between the two of us, so
Brilliant.
yeah, I'm sure it'll be good fun. And,
Great.
you're on the other team, so I'm not saying anything
That's
else.
too much more. Okay. So the next two, we get Gary and David. So Gary's from Cheekytek and David Jones from Cottesmore.
Did you just try and fill it in?
Yeah, it did. You see on camera?
And you do your makeup ready for Breatherdale
No, I don't
Challenge?
need makeup, I'm
Right,
alright.
Natural
Yeah, just
beauty.
natural. All natural.
So,
Ish.
what's your, talk about your diagram, what you do?
We're going to do like a little, not going to do too much away because again you're on the other team.
Yeah.
So we're going to do like a little siding,
Little
sort of
hole.
thing. Yeah, like a hole,
Okay.
that kind of thing. Very nicely set.
Yeah,
That's
thanks.
what- that's your titty then.
I know.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what we'll do.
That's
Yeah,
great.
that's the plan.
Thanks for coming
And we're
along.
team Figgy Bourbon.
We are.
Figgy Bourbon,
Team
okay.
Figgy Bourbon.
I love my fake rolls now.
Do you?
Just Team Bourbon.
One job,
It's
that's
Team Bourbon,
one job to do.
That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
my one job. He's making teas, I was bringing biscuits. So.
That's
That's
great.
good.
Brilliant.
Cool.
Cheers.
So
Cheers.
there's two lads, we've got Callum and Adam. Again, these lads you know from the Great Modern Railway Challenge. So Callum from SDJR and ATF 9F.
SDJR said at 88. It's always a tongue
You
twister.
say Nobody, never get it right. And Adam from,
H2O Studio.
that's the one, yeah.
the most complicated names we can think of.
Too many numbers. Well, we don't do numbers.
No.
So yeah, thanks for coming along. So talk about your dio and what you have to achieve.
Again, as all the other teams are saying, we're not going to give too much away, but we know from looking at the items on other people's, ours is going to be the furthest back in time.
Okay,
So,
is that a bit of a hint and tip?
Bit of a hint, and also it might involve more than one gauge.
Okay, so intriguing. So,
We'll keep you guys guessing. And we are the Railway Video Division Mark II.
Smart. So, this is the smaller version.
The smaller version, the more finely equipped version for this event.
Brilliant.
Fingers crossed.
Okay, and I'll bring you my teammates for the day. Travelling down from Scotland.
Escape.
Escape from Scotland. We let him out once a year. Well, twice a year now because we the show.
Are you going to ask me what we're doing?
Yeah, what we do.
What are we doing, Andy?
I haven't got a clue.
We're going. I'm going back to Scotland, so it's going to be
I'm abandoned.
Highland region, Highland line. So 1980s BR Blue. So that's our thing. So hopefully it keeps up with some of the other ideas. So fingers crossed. All about fun, though. All good fun.
Absolutely. So again, all these are for charity, so it's going to be auctioned at the end of the day. So hopefully we can make a bit of money for women and nurses. So let's get started.
Let's get cracking.
And look forward to the general public arriving sometime later on today.
You know my heart goes crazy when you take the list of time. Let's explore our love. We'll leave the world behind. Can you feel me?
Delete that one then.
Upside down and see what's the said if you take all of the cards and do them out of window front test.
It's a proper wind up there.
As I said, I think the efforts have been nothing short of spectacular, because I don't think I would have known even where to start, let alone where to finish. In 5 hours, if you can't appreciate this, what they've done, then really and truly you're not into our way modelling. Thank you, gentlemen, for attending. Thank you for being part of our open day. And if anybody feels like coming next year, in February we'll have a winter open day, but this time next year will be the next summer open day. And don't forget, November at the NEC, the show of the year.
Team Figgy Bourbon. We don't do numbers.
Team Figgy Bourbon.
Apparently we are, yeah.
Tell us about your layout, your little diorama.
Go on, Gary, tell them about your layout.
It's a very small diorama. The idea was to do like a little single track, little disused area, water tower, as you see. that was really what we was aiming for, wasn't it?
Yeah, a little halt
Yeah.
park type thing.
All the little parts you get inside the kit, I actually made a little utility hut. So that doesn't actually come with the kit, but that is as an extra item. So, yeah.
We tried to place the layout locally to the club with the wagon. Hopefully it works.
And we got a little red signal there, which you can see, which is powered underneath.
It actually works.
It actually works.
I don't know how you're going to get that, but
Yeah, you can see it.
Your pre-built item, that was your...
So this was the that was the pre-built item. The fence.
we didn't need a full load of polystyrene and track on, did we?
just
Yeah.
built as a demand, non-cheats we are, but yeah.
Did it take you a long time? I've heard a rumour it took you a while.
What, to build the tower or the whole layout?
Tower. Or,
It took me about
How long it took you to build?
no time at all.
I'll be honest, I put a lot of time into it because I wanted to do my best. If it would be me personally, I would have cut corners because I was doing it for someone else. I wanted to do it as good as it should be, really. I wanted to do the kit justice in that sense. So yeah, it took me a good few hours, let's put it that way, a good few hours.
And with the other layouts, which one was your favourite?
The dioramas here? Ours.
Yeah, ours, yeah.
I stick by that.
Sorry, in our own hearts we won, didn't
Yeah.
we?
That's, I'm well pleased with that.
We were. Shunters was robbed again.
Again. It's on the back of the t-shirt.
That's a knife, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm pleased with it. Came out really well. It's been a fun afternoon. Been good. Yeah.
Not much more to add than that, is there?
No.
I got to work with Gary.
I got to work with Dave.
Well, I'm just glad we managed to finish it.
Just about.
It was down to the wire, wasn't it?
It really was. We did take the longest.
Yeah, we did.
Probably my
But
fault.
It all came together in the end, so yeah, pleased. We decided we'd go for an urban environment. We thought we'd just do something a little bit different. We were banking on the other teams doing sort of scenery with trees and bushes and things, and then we thought, well, maybe what if everyone's done an urban environment? But we think we had a bit of an edge with that, and I'm quite happy with it. We've got a few bits and pieces going on in there. We've got WH Smiths, we've got platform details, help points, various figures, litter in the foreground, cable trunking.
I've been told it looks like somewhere, so that's always a plus.
Yeah, a couple of people have said it looks a bit like Crew,
Yeah.
so I'll take that.
I'll take that. I mean, we were modelling Crew.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so we were modelling Crew.
Yeah.
But,
We'll cut that out and we'll go back to it. So you're modelling Crew.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. But yeah, I'm pleased with it, and it was nice that Richard managed to sneak in the catenary at the end. I think
Gives
that
it
sets
that
it
modern feel.
gives it a more modern image feel. The pre-built canopy, I'm glad we decided to pre-build it because I don't think we would ever have finished that in time.
No, it is a nice canopy.
So it was nice to just be able to.
Out of everyone that's here, which one's your favourite?
Now that's tricky. Yeah. Honestly, it would probably have to be Callum's because it makes use of the two different gauges on the two different levels, and terrain joins the two together, and that's something that none of us did, and I think he's got a bit of an edge with that, so that would probably be my favourite. But I
did
don't
tell you we
think
should
there's
wire our layout
I don't.
of the diorama.
Yeah, we thought about
told
making
him,
the
I told
catenary
him.
live, but it was very. It was
240 volts.
yeah, absolutely.
I said we needed a
I'd say
91 coming in.
It was a tough call between them all. I think everyone's done really well, put a lot of effort in, certainly. But that would be my favourite one, but only just. They've all got their pluses, most certainly. So I'm just glad we were able to finish it.
I think a just winner came second, but yeah.
Because it wasn't a solid thing.
No, absolute fix.
Why did we come up with the Scottish scene? We came up pretty early with the Scottish scene, didn't we?
Yeah, just to please you.
Months
really.
ago, to make me come here,
Yeah,
basically.
keep me happy.
You never give me first class rail travel, though.
No.
I
don't pay the expenses either.
And Andy came up with the idea of the rock face, kind of West Highland line.
We sort of started Googling images and we both come back with pretty much the same sort of rock image sort of thing.
I kind of came with a heathland that never really transpired because the depth of the thing was not as much as I thought, but kind of West Highland line, rock faces, red ballast. That was kind of like, until last night, the plans. And the rest kind of...
just fell together,
Yeah.
really. Just sort of make it as we go along and hope for the best, really. And it sort of worked. It's
great.
I'm chuffed with it, to be fair.
Yeah.
It looks better now it's dried.
Yes, yes. Well, it looks dry. I don't think it is.
Right.
Might have won now.
Yeah.
Slightly interactive, your diorama.
Yeah, we've got working signal, we've got a glowing fire.
That's a scale model sceneries one. And that's,
Yeah.
what's that?
That's a dapple signal, scale model scenery, woodland scenic, plaster rocks. I think
No idea.
some tree pace on.
I like the dead grass from WWS actually.
Yeah, it's quite
I've
nice.
used that on my embankment, but that's quite a heathy kind of colour.
Yeah. We've got woodland scenics, red oxide ballast. So we did. You did the back scene printed off.
That's a Google image. Paste, huh?
Yeah, just come together really. It's been great fun. I've really enjoyed working together. And
No comment. Yeah, it's been good fun.
it's been good fun.
Yeah.
What a good day.
This competition.
So it's,
I didn't think it would be the standard it was. I mean, I would have liked to have seen 4 winners because, you know, there isn't actually.
It's difficult to pick.
There isn't actually. You can't pick one out for being better in any area because they're all different. You know, if I was wanted to go and if you'd said everyone's doing urban scene, then it would be probably easier to differentiate. They're all so different, and the standard is higher than I thought it would be in 5 hours. To be perfectly honest with you, I thought there was going to be a naff one, you know. And until last night, I kind of split that we might have been us. But yeah, worthy winners. That was
Absolutely,
that went up like a
fantastic.
Christmas. That went up like a Christmas tree. That one.
Every time we looked over, it looked finished. It's like whoa.
You know what I mean?
So it's
your one and our one was a kind of more of a slow burner.
Yeah. Took us ages.
yours was a very much last minute thing. I kept looking over thinking they're never going to get that.
You were saying at least we're not last. At least we're not last.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. That's what you were saying.
Yeah, we extend the day about 2 hours and then might get done.
Hopefully you enjoyed it.
It's been brilliant.
Yeah, good fun.
Well, it's basically a colliery. So there's a colliery off-site somewhere down here, and then the narrow gauge rail system brings the coal from the colliery to this loading dock here, where the standard gauge edges then come on underneath, and the coal is dropped into the standard gauge wagons before being taken off to the main line for distribution.
I noticed you had a big pre-built item.
The pre-built item was just a block of polystyrene that we had basically measured to the size of the board and then cut. We just glued a bit of Metcalf card to the front of it, and that was about it. With the actual scene being mostly green and stuff, there wasn't really much else we could actually do, so we just thought maybe just building that little landform would just be the only thing we could sort of get on with.
If you could do it again, would you change anything?
Well, we probably would have liked to have used a few other, bit more static grass around the bottom in other places and more blended in sort of the buffer area. But apart from that, and also maybe put an interior inside the actual hut. We got an LED inside there, which does work, but it's sort of a bit sparse on the inside. So maybe one thing we would have liked to have done was maybe put a bit of, maybe like a little brazier or something inside, just to give it a bit more of an effect.
I also wish we brought people.
Yeah, figures would have been another thing. Yeah, it would have been nice to have some miners or something, or walking around the edges.
It's a little foreman.
Yeah, a little foreman there and there.
What did you think to the competition today?
It was
Tough.
It was tough, but it was
everyone's been saying, it's been very tortoise and hare. And I know we shot off into the distance, but everyone, when it came to the end, everyone's produced something really good, and I think judges had a hell of a time picking who to win.
It was a really, really tight competition. I mean, everybody's layout was completely unique, and it was just stunning. It was just, we were really, really surprised that it won, but
It was a landslide.
it was very, very tight. I mean, the standard of the layouts was just absolutely superb. I mean,
everyone's was different. They all had their own special feature about them.
And it showed their own personalities as well, which we've all come to know and love on YouTube.
Thank you very much. Congratulations on winning.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you next year.
Oh yeah, we'll go for the rematch.
Right, so joined by N-Train's Penny Hill and the scrap line. What have you thought to the show?
Great.
It's a man of many words.
Yeah, it's good. It's first time I've been here at the whole venue. Plenty of model railways to come and sort of look at. It's good to see famous faces. Richard, Dave, and Gary, funnily enough. And of course, watching them build the diorama stuff is it's good. It's good to see them in action, live. So thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, and likewise for myself, coming up, great opportunity to look at the layouts here at the Railway Club. And but for me, I was really keen, as a fellow YouTuber, to come and see some of the most popular YouTubers in action, in the flesh, here at the club in the diorama competition. And when we got here bright and early, just seeing the bare baseboards, and then sort of checking on every sort of half an hour or so, and then just seeing the progress, and thinking, particularly in the early stages, how are these guys going to produce something in the next 4 hours, and then to see what they've produced in such a short space of time is just incredible. And what I like about each individual entry is the fact that they're all so different, and each one has its own individual style. And for example, Dave and Gary's, you can see with Dave and Gary's that there's very much an element of Cheekytek on there. I think you could slot Gary's and Dave's diorama right up against the Cheekytek layout, and it would fit right in. So it's good to see the individual styles from each of the teams. So yeah, fantastic. Really good to see the guys in action.
Yeah, there's not much more to add to that. I mean, just coming here in the first place, it's the first time I've been here as well. The venue is a fantastic venue, I've got to say. It's such a big place, such an airy place. And as you can probably tell on the camera, there's loads of light in here. So for people like us that are filming, it's a really good place to kind of come and look at layouts. Following on from what Tim and Jamie have said, the kind of model build itself, the diorama build itself, has been a really interesting day actually. The speed which you guys have managed to put these layouts together, these little dioramas together, is unbelievable. Yes, but that's a whole different subject, and we won't go into that here today. And to produce what's been produced is pretty unreal. I mean, I started a little diorama myself at home, and it's taken months, so I'm well put to shame with this. But ultimately, it's been a learning experience for me and probably these guys as well, to be able to see what's been going on. And again, the diorama has now been auctioned off for charity. It's for good causes, and that's another kind of benefit to what's gone on today. It's going to help other people as well. So yeah, all in all, it's been a really good day.
If you would who would you pick as the winner today?
Well, I'd say the audience is probably the winner, to be really honest, because it is such a safe answer, but it's such a true answer though, because every diorama has been very, very different, been done in very different ways, and it has piqued everybody's interest. I think, I don't know about these guys, but when I first kind of started up, I kind of thought there might be one clear winner from the outset, but there genuinely hasn't been as the day's gone on. So yeah, the public are the winners on this one. All of the layouts have been very, very good. So
no, and I agree 100%. When we saw, obviously, Callum's build at the beginning was, they were flying through, within sort of 2.5 hours, they're pretty much complete. And then looking at some of the other dioramas, thinking, God, they're so far behind. We've got ourselves a clear winner here. But when you look at the end, I said there was very little to separate them. They was all very, very different, and it's very difficult to say one was better than the other. I think each of them equally was a fantastic effort. I think for me personally, if I was to favour one, I think because I'm modelling the sort of GWR era and or region in the southwest of England, I think the Scottish Highlands one that Dave modelled did actually sort of have a good replication, particularly the Riviera line with the red ballast, etc. So I quite like that, just because that's something similar to what I'm modelling. But to say one was better than the other, impossible.
Yeah, totally agree. I think all four of them are kind of, you can't judge them, as individual, and sort of pick one. Yeah.
Finally, would you take part next year?
So yeah.
Would you take part next year?
But I don't think I could do it, because we look at my own channel to see how slow my own progress is, and I I would feel under so much, immense pressure, and that's why fair play to these guys to produce what they have done. And under that pressure, there were people here attending the show who are constantly up, talking, asking questions. So the guys are trying to concentrate on building, what they have done, and then answering questions, so talking to people attending the show today. So with all that around as well, it was fantastic to achieve what they've done. So I don't think I'd have the patience to do it, if I'm honest.
Well, that's my teammate gone then. So, so what about you, Bob?
I would love to give it a go. I would love to give it a go, but I'm not sure if I'm fast enough to be able to do this. I don't know, maybe in a year's time when I've got a bit more experience on my own layout, maybe. But I would like to take the challenge on at some point, certainly.
I've always thought, actually, with little dioramas that, obviously if I decided not to build a model railway, a whole thing in my loft, I would actually do little dioramas. It's kind of it's like a second interest, really.
You've kind of done dioramas in the past, though, haven't you, with your scrap line stuff?
Yeah, definitely. I quite like, Luke Towan, the sort of thing he does, because he'll have something which is quite small and just builds up something great. And whereas, like a full-blown layout, you've got something on a large scale and it's so overwhelming.
I think that's what I've very much taken from today. I mean, one of the things I think is preventing me from progressing on my own layout is the fact that it's all new to me. I haven't done anything like this, haven't done the scenery, so I don't have the confidence to sort of go in and do it yet, and I think that's what's preventing me from progressing. But maybe starting off doing something like this, a small diorama, just to have a go, start to build the confidence before I put it into the real thing on the main layout. So yeah, it's certainly taken a lot from today.
Welcome.
Very welcome.
Thank you.
So what a day that was. I'm now starting to feel it. Unfortunately, my phone battery died right at the end there, so me and Richard couldn't do a final sign out of our thoughts. I thought I'd do it now I'm home and my battery's got a bit of charge. Well, how do I start? What an absolutely fantastic day. Very busy, but the talent pool in that room was absolutely incredible. To see what those people can do, my fellow modelers can do in 5 hours, is just blown my mind. It really has raised the bar and taught me so many things, and not to mention it was just a fantastic day all round. I'd like to thank the Warley Club for inviting me to take part. It was an eye-opener, and I'd also like to thank my teammate Richard for putting up with me fumbling around, as it were. So yeah, I think this has been my longest video now today. One bit you won't have seen, or you may not have seen in the video, is that we were all presented with these Model Railway Club glasses as tokens for taking part, so that was very kind of them. And of course, we all have honorary memberships to the Warley Club. Right, I'm now going to finish this video and go and get a cold drink. But thank you very much for watching. Hopefully it's been of interest to someone, and I'll bring you some videos from the loft very soon. Right, take care guys, see you later.
Thank you.